know a lot of faces are familiar. I taught kindergarten when your little ones were in kindergarten, and I've been a second grade teacher here for 2 years now. Due to time, this is going to go kind of fast. You should have probably received this presentation already. I boomeranged it to you at 4:30. I'm also going to be filming this, so this will be on YouTube if you have any questions. In the presentation, you'll see there's a Padlet, and what that is if you have any questions, since we don't have a lot of time, just put your question up there, and then I'll respond tonight to those questions. If it's a personal question regarding your own child, you can send me an email, and I'll respond that way. Okay? Any questions about how it's going to go for the next 25 minutes? All right, a little bit about me. I was born and raised in Northern California. I'm from a small town called Oroville. You probably heard about the dam in the news. I went to Chico State. I've been at Star Academy since 2014. This is my 12th year teaching K through 5. And before that, I was a preschool teacher for 3 years, all through college. I designed, if you were in kindergarten, you know that we were really passionate about science, and we designed a lot of our GLAD and STEM units to go together. This year I'm the lead teacher for STEM and Project Lead the Way, so I actually train all of the teachers at this school. So we are going to be doing a lot of science in this class, a lot of experiments, a lot of higher level differentiation with science. We'll be doing writing in there, math standards will be covered, and you'll get weekly updates on all of those science experiments, and then that will be the time that I can use some of your volunteer help too, because we will be doing a lot of hands-on experiments. Any questions about this? All right, this is our schedule. Right here, this is a clickable link that has the breakdown of what we do each day. These are our specials. So on Monday, we have Spanish. Tuesdays, library. Wednesdays in the afternoon will be all science, Project Lead the Way, hands-on experiments. Thursday will be computer lab. A lot of this will be coding that has to do with Project Lead the Way. Fridays will be art, and if you're interested in being a mystery reader, we do our mystery readers on Fridays from 2:30 to 2:50. It's right at the end of the day. Star Student of the Week will start on Mondays. You should have received that paper over there. I already have the whole year planned out with your child's name and what date they'll be. There, on the front side, there's an explanation of everything that you can do. You can do all of them, you can do none of them. It's completely up to you. Any questions about this? And I'll break this down more each week. Every Sunday, I'll send you an academic update. It'll be in the presentation, but you'll know more about what we're doing each part of the day. This is just kind of like an overview. So we have 4 rules in this class: show respect, make good decisions, and solve problems. And that is the GLAD strategies. We added one more, which is show self-control. We do a lot of rewards that go with this. We have a lot of incentives. All are positive, none are negative. We do store bucks, so every Friday my students earn jobs, and then you get to earn money for those jobs. And then we have a store, so you get to spend your money. They have to keep track. They have to kind of balance their checkbook every Friday, so I try to give them some life skills along with math. We're going to be doing brag tags. It's a necklace. They'll be over here. The kids have a chance to wear them every single day, and they can earn brag tags for all different things. Class Dojo, I'll be doing this probably in September. How many of you guys are familiar with Dojo? So this is something where any time during the day you can log on and see exactly how your kids are doing all throughout the day. And then Scout Awards, you guys are probably familiar with this if you've been at STAR. It has to do with our GLAD units. It's key vocabulary that they learn during the day. And if they're showing respect, making good decisions, solving problems, or showing self-control, they get these Scout Awards, and these are given from their peers and myself. So this is all throughout the day. We have 2 scouts all day long, and they're giving those awards out. And then those awards actually turn into money at the end of Friday. They go to store. Any questions? 70 book challenge. Our goal this year is for every child in here to read 70 books by the end of the year. Last year we had most of our kids reading over 100 books, so this is very, very doable. This includes nighttime homework, and this includes inside in the classroom. From 1 to 1:30 every single day is IDR. They can sit anywhere in the room. They can be under the tables. They can be laying on the ground. I don't care as long as they're reading. And we have a reading log, and they'll log their books. After the first 10 chapter books, the next chapter books count as 2 books. So it's really easy, and the kids actually do an amazing job with this. This is all them. Like, they love this time. Fridays we do flashlight reading, so sometimes you'll see that I'll need them to bring their flashlight. I bring blankets, we cover the tables, and the kids get their books and they read with flashlights, just something to make it more fun. We read outside, we read all over the place. Differentiation, I'm really big on differentiation. All throughout the day, we'll be differentiating. I have a set time in math, a set time in reading, a set time in writing, and a set time in science where I'll be pulling. If your child is meeting the standards in the beginning of the year, I test everyone, and then I'll group them, and each chapter in math, they'll be regrouped. Each time they do a reading test, they'll be regrouped. Each time they do a science standard, they'll be regrouped. So they're constantly moving. Maybe 1 week they're in the high group, next they're in the, it doesn't really matter. I'm always meeting their needs. And we also do something called SIPs, which you guys are probably familiar with. It's teaching phonemic awareness and teaching those reading skills. That is actually differentiated between the whole grade level. So we will test them with the BRI, and then those students will go to a certain class based on their score in the BRI. And they'll be working on those skills. And that is, again, revolving. So they get tested 3 times a year for that. Any questions on that? Homework is not my main big, I don't care really about homework, don't tell the kids that. But the only must do is just to read each night. They don't have to do their reading log every single night, but it is easier to stay up with the reading log, because what I found last year is the kids forget what books they read, especially picture books, and then it's hard for them to go back and enter the reading log. The May-Dos, they earn money for this, so if they bring it in, they get paid. And the My Math practice sheets go directly with what they're learning during the day. There'll also be other activities, May-Do activities. There'll be science lessons. There'll be other math pages they can do. There'll be online games. There's a lot of stuff that they can do, but it's not mandatory. I understand. I'm a parent myself. Life happens, and they're working really hard here, so I don't want them to have to go home and stress about homework. Any questions about that? And there's always, if you want more homework, there's tons of stuff for them to do. If your child really wants to do homework, there's always things for them to do. And they will also get this email every single Sunday. So it will go to their email as well, and they'll be able to go right on the homework planner and click on all of those activities. On Monday, well actually Fridays and Mondays. So on Friday, your child will be writing you a letter. One of the standards in 2nd grade is learning how to write a proper letter with the heading, and the way and the body of the letter. Also, we're working on capitals, punctuation. So your child is going to write you a letter every Friday. They'll bring that home over the weekend, and you have the weekend to write them back. And they'll bring their journal back on Monday. Don't let them read it. And then Monday morning when they come in, they're going to open up their journal and read what you wrote them. It's just something exciting. It's a way of them communicating what's going on and what's happening here. It's also a way, they just get to see a nice letter from their parents on Monday, and it starts the week off really nicely. So they really enjoy this. And again, if you don't get to it, if the weekend was crazy, bring it on Tuesday. It's not a big deal. Writing workshop. This is going to be one of our big focuses this year. We're really trying to differentiate our writing. We're going to be doing all 3 writing genres in the beginning of the year, assessing them. And then we're going to be assessing that 3 times this year. So really trying to push them up in writing. We're working on our writing conventions. And also, if you're familiar with GLAD, the students will be writing, I had students writing 2 to 3 pages last year of expository text, science, history. They'll be doing a large report in about April on a biography, something that they, history biography. So we're trying to just get them ready for that. Parent involvement. You guys, if you did donate today, they are doubling the parent hours. I think till the end of this week. I'll make sure that that's right in the next email. You can also, there's a donation tree if you're interested in things that we need. There's some books and some supplies. That $35 that you donate is what we use to buy the students supplies. So we actually don't start with any money. And then as you guys donate, then I buy the supplies. So these are just the supplies that we bought from last year's money. So we're completely out. So the sooner you can get those supplies in, then the sooner I can start purchasing supplies for the students. There's also mystery reader. There's help that you can take work home. I have tons of laminating. The math pages I tear out by each chapter, and then I staple each lesson together, and that's done outside. That's probably I would say probably a 9 or 10 hour job if you're willing to work in the hub. We used to send the books home, but then sometimes we wouldn't get the pages back, and we only have one book per child, so they won't let us take the books home right now, so we just keep them in there. So if you're interested in any of these jobs, please let me know. Just send me an email, and if you filled out the survey, some of you guys already let me know that. Oh, also down at the bottom, all of the things on the donation tree is on my Amazon wish list, which you can access right here. And then pay online at the school store. If you didn't bring your donation today, you can actually pay online at our school store via credit card now, which is really nice. And then also, as soon as we get our field trips, we know that we're going to the state capitol for sure. And the other field trip that we're talking about is the hamburger farm, which goes with our ecosystems and then also our plant unit. And that is actually Bishop's pumpkin farm, but it turns into the hamburger farm in the spring. So both of our field trips right now are going to be in April, but we're really trying to find one that's going to be in October. So we're hoping we can do 3, but right now we have 2. And we're waiting to hear back from the hamburger farm. As soon as I have that number, I will give that to you. So you can either pay up front for both field trips, or you can pay as you go. It's up to you. As I said, the weekly academic updates will be sent out Sunday unless, again, there's a family emergency. And then also on the weekly academic updates is the homework planner. This is a sample of each. We do this as a grade level, so sometimes you'll see things that don't really apply to this class. I try to go through and make sure that everything is cleared out, but every once in a while, we just miss something. But most of the time, I try to get it right. So the academic update is what's sent, and then there's a link for the homework planner. And then again, the students will receive this in their mail as well. And then we have our class blog. This is student ran. When the student of the week, when your child is a student of the week, they can do a blog post, and they'll send that to me via Google Docs. That's the easiest way. So your child has their own email. They can go into, and I can send you a video tutorial if they need help with this, but they can go into their Drive and just press a new document, and they'll create their blog, add their pictures, and they'll just share it with me, and then I'll just copy that and post it to the blog. And then the class website, everything that's, all the homework planners will be on there. I've already been updating this, so this is for this year. So almost everything on the website is current. Yes, everything's current. And so this presentation will be on there as well. So all of our policies, everything that you really need to know, field trips, my calendar, my Google Calendar's on there. Everything is on the website. So that's kind of like anything you need to know, check there first. Because we have a lot of health concerns and nutrition concerns, we cannot celebrate birthdays with cupcakes or cookies or presents. The best thing to do is to donate a class book to the library. You can write a nice little note in there, and then your child can either read it to the class, or I can read it for them, and then it gets to be in their library and they get to go read it and read the little message. We do have 2 celebrations that we do in the class, the fall celebration and the friendship party. And if you have any health concerns, I'll be emailing you ahead of time to make sure that your child can be involved in that. Absences, if you know that your child is going to miss 3 or more days, if they're sick, after 3 days they need a doctor's note. And then an absence of 5 days, you can do independent study. And I just ask that you give me a couple days in advance, because I have to get all those materials ready for you before you guys go. I'll tell you guys in just a second. Okay. And that's it for our presentation. In the presentation, there was a little Padlet thing. I'll also email you the link if you have any questions, since we have to go do duty for the 3rd through 5th grade. If you guys just came in, you guys can find a place to put your name tags anywhere that a parent's sitting. As long as there's a chair there, that's a desk. And then boys and girls that just came in, make sure you get a pair of sunglasses. And then there's a couple papers for the parents. And if you brought your donation, there's a little basket over there. I'm going to do the raffle drawing at the end of the day on Wednesday. So if you didn't bring your donation, just bring it in with your child have your child bring it on Wednesday. I'm going to pull a boy and a girl raffle. So there'll be 2 baskets that I'll be giving away. Any questions? All right, well, thank you guys very much for coming. I'm sorry that it was so fast. I have to go get the 3rd through 5th grade, so please do that Padlet if you have any questions.